just go ahead and splash it on them.
So guys, by this video that you guys are about to watch with Emilia, there were a lot of difficulties, and I can't even slander or defame the real definition of technical difficulties, because seriously, the technicalities could have been fixed so easily. It's just that I did not know what the heck I was doing, because this was my first collab and I was just like, oh, it's so easy, let me just do it like that. Like, no, we spent 2 hours, 2.5 hours, I think, 2.5 hours to 3 hours trying to figure out the situation, trying to fix the problems, the multiple problems that could have easily been fixed just like that. So guys, I cannot promise you high definition quality. Can't promise you guys high definition audio, because that is another difficulty. What I can promise you guys is content and fire editing. That's what I can promise you guys. Because to be honest, honestly guys, like, even though, like, you know, it's a little distorted, the content, it was informative, it was goofy, I liked it. So please watch. Excuse me for my nonsense. I will make it up to you guys because I just got a camera. My collabs, I'm gonna make it up to you guys with other collabs, because honestly, like, I'm gonna do a little bit more research. So just trying to tell you guys, when you guys watch this video, keep it in mind. And sorry. And oh, by the way, if you guys are like looking at why am I talking like this, I just came from the dentist and I have elastic bands so that I can like quickly fix my overbite if you guys have done braces. And I hate elastic bands in general, but they were like, if you want to get this treatment going faster, then girl, you need to start wearing this. So enjoy.
Hello everyone, it's Kim, and I hope you guys are living long, strong, healthy, and happy. If this is your first time seeing my face, welcome to Thinking Out Loud, a place where I share college tips, life-changing tips, reflections, and a place where we can think out loud. Okay, so as you guys can see, I'm clearly not alone. I am here with...
Hey everyone, it's Emilia. I'm a contributing writer for a new media company called Curiosity Shop, as well as a blogger for book and movie reviews, which I decided to call Tell It Like It Is, where I give book and movie recommendations and disclaimers without having a filter.
Okay. So Emilia is a good friend of mine, and she's also a subscriber. And what had happened was, in my previous video where I basically talked about toxic positivity and dealing with emotions within ourselves, Emilia commented down below about how we should be dealing with those things, but for other people and as a support system. So I thought I would reach out to Emilia, and I thought it was a good time to have my first collaboration. You know, here it is. Of course, because of the coronavirus, we cannot meet up physically. So, you know, sending hugs through the camera. Anyway, okay guys, so you know the drill. Grab your juice, grab your soda, grab a kombucha. Emilia, grab your wine. She's 21, she can drink. Grab whatever will make you feel comfortable. Because today we are going to be talking about how to deal with toxic positivity and emotions of others, and how to be a good support system. Now, before we get started on actually learning how to become a good support system and dealing with toxic positivity and all that extra nonsense, we first have to understand what is a support system and what are some of the different forms of a support system itself.
Now, according to Here to Help's Article Wellness Module 3, Social Support by Canadian Mental Health Association, British Columbia Division, and Anxiety Canada. I know that's a mouthful, but social support is the physical and emotional comfort given to you by your family, friends, coworkers, and others. It's the knowledge that you are part of a community of people who love and care for you, value, and think well of you. This basically means that each member within your support group are the people that are in your corner that aren't looking for anything to serve their own interests, but rather are just that supportive by providing a positive impact on personal goals. Now, these mental health experts have defined 4 different forms of support. The first and most common is emotional support. This is where listening to each other comes in and allows empathy for others to become a part of your daily life. You want to make sure that you are telling them that you care about them and, actually mean it, because people will know if you're being sarcastic, especially those close to you. So, make sure.
That's
Second is practical help. This can be shown through gifts of money or food, helping with cooking or childcare, or help moving. You want to show them that you understand the stress that they're dealing with and are willing to take the time out to alleviate some of those stresses. The third is sharing points of view. We all have that one friend that will tell you how she feels about you, and that can either be a good or bad thing.
I have somebody in my head right now. I'm thinking about who does that. Even though she knows herself. She knows herself, okay? She's a sweet person. She does that. I like her advice, even though it's like cutthroat, but I can.
You want to be the one to express confidence or encourage one another in everything. It is always helpful to remind each other the various strengths we have to help maintain a helpful and realistic perspective of that situation. So don't be just telling me what I need to hear. Really dig deep into it. Let me know what I got going on. Right? Lastly, you want to be able to share information with one another, especially everything going on with the Black Lives Matter movement and the overuse of police brutality. It is helpful to have everyone share their view on everything that is going on. This helps to let out some emotions that you may have been holding on to and gain a better perspective that you are not alone. So, like we were talking about last video, a lot of us just hold in everything and don't want to acknowledge everything that's going on. So, this one is very important for everyone, because if you hold that in, then you're going to be sitting in bed thinking about what you could have been doing, what you should have been doing, instead of actually doing it.
That's right there. So now that we understand exactly what support systems are and the different types of support systems, now we can get on to how you can use a good support system, specifically during toxic positivity and delinquency. So the first way to actually be a good support system is by actually knowing the difference between dismissal, validation, and hope. Now you guys know these people, okay? When you're going through a tough time or struggling through life, you're the type of people that would be like, oh, be positive, or don't be so negative. And the problem with that is, as I've said previously in my video, that is not positivity. That is dismissal. Now I know what a few of you guys are probably thinking, okay? You guys are probably thinking, oh, well, we're not supposed to be around negativity, and that's like toxic people. And honestly, before I honestly felt the same thing. I was like, when I was filming my previous video, I was like, what is the difference anyway? I didn't know what the difference was. And in some cases, you guys would be totally right that that's toxic or that's negativity if that was true positivity. True positivity and a positive system involves validation and hope. It's basically like you're trying to find a quick solution for the person. Let's say, for example, a doctor, okay? Imagine that you twisted your ankle and you go to the doctor, and instead of him giving you an examination or an x-ray and actually trying to find a suitable solution for that problem, he instead goes like, oh, you fell on some stairs, you heard a crack, let's put a band-aid on it, like it's all good. Yeah, imagine a doctor actually does that. That's the exact same thing with someone who's going through their emotions and dealing with that. it's like you're not actually hearing what they have to say. You're just coming up with this random solution that you think is good, but it's a tiny band-aid at the end of the day. And I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are probably feeling like, oh, well, I don't have that responsibility like the doctors to actually do their job. But when someone is actually coming to you and has a problem and they trust you with that problem, it's your job to actually acknowledge their feelings, validate those feelings, and help them work through that problem or situation through hope. You can say something like, listen, I know it's a hard time, it's a hard situation, and it's difficult, but you're strong, and I know that you've gotten through a lot of difficult things in the past. And I feel like together, with my help, if you want it, of course, I'm always here for you. We can get through this together. And that's kind of something that I talked about in my previous video, but I was talking about yourself. So in a sense, it's kind of like you're saying something that you would say to yourself during a hard time, and you're saying that to that person. In a sense. And I feel like honestly, that is a better way of dealing with someone and actually being a better support system. And listen, guys, you guys are probably like, well, okay, whatever, but I still feel like I shouldn't be considered like the analogy of the doctor. That was a little bit too crazy, but honestly, when you think about it in a different light, it's like a doctor. If you're not doing your job well, the person is gonna go to somebody else or recoil and find a solution on their own. That's just how it is. If someone goes to you and tells you something very intimate, or like those that they're dealing with specific emotions, negative thoughts and stuff like that, and you're not able to handle it, they can end up going to somebody else, or in the long run, they're gonna end up, recoiling and looking for it in themselves.
The second way that you can become a better support system and deal with other people's emotions and toxic positivity is to establish who is in your support system. In order for you to be able to establish a support system, you need to get rid of all those excuses that you have not to talk to one another. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, oh, I don't have time for this. Oh, I don't have time for that. Like, why? Ma'am. Of course, we are all focused on our jobs, school, and just life in general. But it doesn't mean that you can't take the chance and reach out. This is how you get in your head. You know it's not safe in there, so why even find it out to stay in there? Let it out, sis. I think I got it.
I'm being stupid. Hold on.
If you don't already have a support group, the article "How to Build a Support System" by Stephanie Cummins. I don't know if that's how you say her last name, but we're just gonna go with that. Suggests that you start by creating a list of people you interact with. This can be anyone from your friends, family, the cashier from your favorite food place, your coworker, your boss, your side hoe, whoever, and just start.
I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that.
Okay, whoever, and start to identify those who are supportive to you. Then answer these questions. Do I feel respected by this person? Do I trust this person? Does this person bring out my best qualities? Does this person allow me to feel good about myself? Do I leave interactions feeling positive? However you answer these questions are very important, because it helps you to not only discover who is a part of your friend group, but who you are in that friend group. Because if you're not supportive to your other friends, how you expect them to be supportive to you?
The third way that you can actually be a better support system and deal with others' emotions positively is by learning when to be patient and when to move on. Now, the problem with dismissal and phrases like "don't be so negative" and "come on, just be happy" or "positive vibes only" is that they're not patient. They're quick to judge and they're quick to find a quick solution.
Like, it's okay to just be upset about certain things. It's okay to talk it out.
Facts. And that's why it's really important in the first place to actually listen to what they're saying and allow them to vividly illustrate the thoughts or feelings that you are feeling. And from there, you can actually figure out which support system, like my homegirl Emilia said, the support system that we were talking about, that you can use in order to actually work through the problems with that person. So literally something like that actually happened to me, where something happened to me, like I went through a situation and I went to a specific person and I was like trying to like talk to them, kind of voice out my opinions, and what basically they're like, oh, it's whatever, it just happened. And I vividly remember, literally like the doctor analogy, I was like, I'm never going to talk to this person about this type of problem ever again. And I ended up going to someone else that I felt like could deal with it. And also, luckily, I was able to deal with it myself.
You should have came to me, girl, because I would have helped you.
And I'm not trying to say this because I'm this picture perfect support system, and I've always been this, oh, I know how to do single system validation and hope. Like, I mean, do you know how to do that stuff? Did you know how to do that stuff?
No.
Exactly. So the reason I was literally not like that. Like, no. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I was a trash support system. And honestly, even recently, well, 2 years ago recently, I was basically trying to figure out like how to be a more positive person and dealing with my emotions. And I remember being a big part, playing a huge part in toxic positivity. I remember like people would pass by or people would say certain things to me, and I would just be like, why can't they just be more positive? Or why can't? And I use those phrases, but I don't remember actually openly saying that. But those are the things that I was thinking. Now, just like it's important to be patient and push them towards a more hopeful and positive outlook, it is also very important for you to know when to let go and move on, okay? So what do I mean by this? You can help this person get back on their feet. You can also help this person, provide them with the resources that they need in order to, get through this stuff. And you can even give them a little push. However, if you're doing all those things and your emotions, as well as your life, are getting negatively affected by supporting this person, and you're seeing that this person is not even acknowledging all of the things that you're doing, trying to help them, and all they're doing is just crying and using that as an excuse, child, I mean this in the most sincere and sweetest way, that is your time to live, okay? That is your time to go.
Babo.
Because, honestly, that is what real toxicity, the toxic people that we were talking about previously, and negativity look like. If this person is out here crying, not doing anything with the support that you're providing them, and they're basically using their emotions as an excuse to make your life a living hell and absolutely do nothing to work through those problems, then that is another form of dismissal. Because here's the thing, the person is not being patient with themselves, and instead of actually, lifting their own weight and trying to work through their problems, their quick solution is to wallow in their own, pain, grief, and emotions, and take you down with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be taken down. And I am sorry, but there is so much a doctor can do, there is so much a therapist can do, there is so much a parent can do, and there is so much that you can do. You can't force a sheep to drink the water. All you can do is guide them to the actual water source. You can't force someone to be positive, true positivity. You can't force someone to be optimistic, and you cannot force someone to feel better. And at the end of the day, it's up to the person to cast the final verdict and do whatever they want with their life. Comment down below your thoughts on this video and whether you found these tips helpful.
And also about your support systems and how they have brought you support or lack of support during this time.
Yeah. Do not forget to subscribe if you want to see videos on college tips, life gaming tricks, reflections, and of course, thinking out loud time. Okay, Emilia, thank you. So I wish I could look because my laptop is right here. So when I turn, it's I'm looking at the Emilia. So Emilia, thank you so much for this collab. This is not the end. All of her, I hope you guys like this little collab or whatever. All of her information will be in the bio down below.
Thank you for having me, Kim, and thank you all for watching this beautiful video.
Also, guys, if you have not, while you're waiting for my next video, I want you guys to go to my previous video where I basically talk about dealing with toxic positivity and emotions within ourselves, and my other video where I basically talk about my thoughts on what's happening specifically with the Black Lives Matter movement, and it's very important that we continue the fight on.
Definitely support, and make sure you look in the bio for the petitions and donations that you can provide to help those that are in need during this Black Lives Matter movement. Subscribe to my best friend Kim.
Yes.
Make sure that you look at all her videos from the beginning, and make sure you come back every week with a new video.
I've made a playlist, so you guys can continue watching. Anyways, guys, stay blessed, stay positive, stay educated, continue reading. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And I will see you guys very, very, very soon. Bye! We're done! We're done! We're finally done with so many technical difficulties.
We did it!
Okay. So the third way that you can actually become a better support system and deal with others' emotions is by actually learning.
What are we learning, Kim? You have to stop recording.